Hi, it's Bridget. Welcome to my YouTube channel. You're probably watching this video on Fairy Grasshopper, which is my YouTube channel that kind of catches all of my intuitive work, my life coaching work, my spiritual work, my psychic work. So they get a lot of variety here. So thank you for being here. Today, we're going to talk about a topic, body sovereignty. The topic of body sovereignty came up this morning for me right away. It just came right in. It's something that I've been conscious of and cognizant of as to this understanding of how we as humans, me personally, in my personal experience, have taken on other people's expectations, not just society, but family of origin, and just somewhere along the line, maybe from a combination of school stuff, high school, college, combination of now as a parent being involved in kids' sports, and also then jobs and careers that I've had and experiences. All of that combination of stuff has created these assumptions within me where I've created expectations for myself, and I'm kind of leading almost autopilot, responding to patterns and rhythms and things that aren't really working for me as an embodied person. And so the topic of the body sovereignty piece fits in because my body, our body is our expression, right? My body, for me, I'm going to speak at this from a personal perspective. I'm really going to personify it, but please know that I'm sharing because it's all of us collectively. But from my perspective, my body is the way that I express. And you may have noticed over the course of 2021 that I've been expressing in different ways. Like I've changed my hair a bit, and I think I've shared that I've changed. What have I changed really? I've changed sometimes the way I dress. I've changed. I've been more casual. Even like I have another YouTube channel, Above Life channel on YouTube, where I share my mediumship and my psychic work every week on Mondays. Afterlife Celebrity Channeling, and every week on Sundays, Sunday Morning Coffee with Bridget, with an intuitive talk topic, Above Life channel, YouTube. But I've been changing the way I look. I think people probably have noticed that, and I've been sharing about different topics that are impacting me and personally affecting me, people close to me, relationships that I have with my family and also friends, in regard to my body and body, the body. The body is the way that we express and show up in human form. And I have been working with my body in different ways. So I've been wearing more, I just have been more casual, I think, in my clothing, and choosing to be more gender neutral, almost, you might say, in my clothing choices intentionally. I'm just wearing what feels good to me, what feels right in alignment with my body right here, right now. And cutting my hair has done that also. And I've chosen to wear cologne instead of perfumes. I have perfume and I like perfume. I like the scent of it, but different types based upon my mood and how I'm feeling. And most recently, in the last several months, probably 6-7 months, I've chosen men's cologne I've been wearing. One is Canyon by the Bath and Body Shop. Another one is a Versace one. I think it's called Eros, Eros, ERSO, something like that, Eros. And then another one is just new. I just got, I think it's Victus or something like that. Oh, very good. That one's really expensive. I just have the sample of it, but I like that. I like the scent of the more masculine cologne and such. So body sovereignty topic is not just about like me. So me sharing this isn't about gender specifically. It's about energy. And I will share that I do identify as a woman. I do. I feel very feminine. And although I have like no makeup on today when I'm showing up here, I have like no makeup, just face cream. I thought, I really want to talk about this, and I don't want to wait to like get all fixed up for you. And I'm talking about body sovereignty. So my body needs to just be how it is. And maybe that will encourage you to be how you are. So yeah, I'm very fair. Can you tell? See, it's so funny because so many people are like, oh, do you dye your hair? Oh, I love your hair. And I'm like, is it the color you're talking about or the stuff? I just have no pigment in my hair. I have no pigment. See, eyebrows white. Yeah. Eyelashes white. Yeah. That's why I usually wear makeup, right? But so I'm here, body sovereignty, letting my body just be beautiful in the raw form that it is, right? And so I identify as a woman. I'm very female, very feminine. I feel very feminine. I like that. But in my expression, like, so here's the story. So in November, I had the opportunity, I got invited by a couple of my friends, my purple raindrop friends, took me to Paisley Park to, Prince Paisley Park Studios in Minnesota here where I live, took me to an event there that they had. And we had kind of an overnight of it in a weekend. It was fun. It was really fun. And getting ready to go there, we were going to dress up, right? So I got a skirt. I hadn't worn a skirt and heels for a long time. And I bought a skirt and I have these cute heeled boots that I bought. And I haven't worn a skirt in a long time because, well, I wear sundresses and maxi dresses in the summer. I'll do that. But I haven't worn like an officey skirt or a going out skirt or that kind of a thing. And so I haven't done that. And in a long time. And so I thought, oh, this will be fun. I'll do that. So I went and got a couple skirts and was trying stuff on. And I'm like, just didn't feel good. I mean, it looked nice. And I had my husband take some pictures of me with my skirt on and my little jacket and my boot heels and, to show my friends, hey, look what I got to wear to the event. And when it came close to the event, I just wasn't feeling the skirt. I didn't feel comfortable in it. I didn't want to wear it. And it just didn't feel like how I wanted to express myself. And so I didn't. Instead, I wore these velvety leggings and the jacket and the heels, but I didn't wear the skirt because I'm like, yeah, this doesn't feel like me. Just doesn't. So I didn't, right? And so I've done lots of channeling this year about gender fluidity, gender identity, and also I've done a few on, I think, sexual orientation as well. And I did share, I think, earlier this year on Above Life channel, maybe it was Above Life channel, that I had someone very close to me come out to me. And so that was pretty special for me. And it wasn't a huge shock or anything, but it's different, very different, because it's a scenario where this person that I care deeply about has shared that they are transgendered. And it was interesting because before that, I had already been recognizing that I was being drawn to different types of clothing to wear, like more t-shirts. I always wear tank tops in the summer, but more t-shirts and just not as like dressy, sometimes like not a ton of like bigger necklaces and jewelry and bigger earrings. Not that I wore bigger earrings anyway, but like just even doing my videos, I wouldn't like dress up to do my videos anymore and stuff. And I'm like, oh, maybe I'm just lazy. But then I'm like, maybe it's just me feeling into the energy vibration of masculine, feminine, and what fits for me right now. That's not to say that a hoodie or like a shirt like this is masculine and not feminine, but I just kind of noticed that I was being drawn to different ways to express my body, right? So the topic of body sovereignty has also been about embodiment for me. So a couple of years back, I started working on the Shakti energy. I actually chose Shakti as the word of the year, and Shakti is the feminine, and Shiva is the masculine, energy balancing. And this year, dramatically, I had like a Shakti awakening in June, like blow the doors off, kind of like, oh my gosh, whoa, Shakti is here, and Kundalini, and really like passionate energy awakening within me in June. And so my body was like alive and lit up. And I'm like, what do I do with this? There's a lot here. What does this mean? And then in context of, okay, I've been changing, like my tastes have been changing, and I'm allowing myself to just show up as I feel like I want to show up. And even in a public forum, like on YouTube. And so it's different. And people have noticed too, friends have noticed, like even my sister, oh my gosh, like the other day she was like, yeah, I kind of knew you were going through something. And I'm like, okay, what? She's like, well, you just changed the way you look. And I'm like, really? Is it that dramatic? And I had another friend a couple months ago, like 2 months ago, that we were chatting, and she said, yeah, I kind of figured something was up with you. I'm like, okay, so yeah, I feel like I need to talk about body sovereignty and share this with people, because it's not about identity or fluidity or gender or sexual orientation. It's about expression as a whole. And those are ways that we identify and connect and plug in, right, to different attributes and facets of, oh, I'm getting a voicemail. Okay, sorry, the doctor. I have the doctor just reminding me of a doctor's appointment coming up. And so the body sovereignty piece is really, really, really important. And I just want to acknowledge that, yeah, we're always changing and evolving if we give ourselves the opportunity to be present. And so my psychic, like the Shakti Awakening for me in June, has been the huge thing. And it's been bubbling for a couple of years. And so I just feel like I want to bring this topic forward to have a conversation about it, and to acknowledge for you too, that if you are going through deep changes, or you are activating or accessing different parts of you that you want to express, maybe it's through your clothing, maybe it's through your career, maybe it's through where you live. Maybe you feel like you've always been someone who, maybe you've always been drawn to the UK and you live in Canada or the US, and you really just always want to be part of that culture. Well, maybe it's time for you to start connecting to that culture, to the United Kingdom in a different way, or whatever it might be. It could be any place. It could be Egypt. It could be the Netherlands, it could be any place, South Africa, it could be any place. And maybe it's time for you then to start connecting to that energy of that place, maybe through the foods that you eat, maybe through the clothing that you wear, or the scents, the perfumes that you use, or the body oils, or the incense you burn, or the candles you burn, or the things you buy, or the content of what you read, or the podcasts that you hear, or the music you listen to. Like, there's so many different ways you can connect to that expression of that energy, and allow it to coexist with your current identity, because that's what I'm doing. I'm allowing, through my body sovereignty, I'm allowing myself to coexist externally in the expression of my physical body, and internally in the way I feel. And things aren't like all sorted out. Things aren't all neat and put into compartments and organized and labeled. It doesn't need to be. But our bodies are sovereign. We are independent beings. In our spirits, our free spirits, and in our free bodies. We should start like a free body movement. Because I know being in the body, it is a big challenge, lesson, opportunities to love ourselves, to accept ourselves, because our bodies change, because we look at ourselves and we look at other people, and we know what we're drawn to in others, and we don't see that in ourselves. So how do I love myself? How do I attract a positive energy of confidence, of self-empowerment, with having all of this information and content about my body, me as a human. Now, my body, not just as my physical attributes, but my body as the way that I move through life, because it's the expression of how we move through life. So the body must be sovereign, or it is living underneath old values, belief systems, which are myths, because they might have been fine when I was 18 or 14 or 30 or 27, or in different contexts or environments, like as a soccer mom, or as a college student, or as a member of a congregation, or as a member of a political party, or as a member of a family. They might be fine in these different areas, and different understandings, assumptions, expectations are in these different places, or these different groupings of energy, homes, houses, where I step into these and I have all these, but when I step away from those environments, when I'm not at the church, when I'm not on the soccer field, when I'm not on a stage somewhere, or when I'm not at home having dinner with my family, who am I? How am I? I don't have to put all these things into me. I get to bring all of me to these things. But in order to do that, I've got to be sovereign, knowing who I am. And nobody knows who we are. Nobody knows. Nobody fully is embodied and knows everything about their body, everything about themselves. But if we can start a free body energetic invitation maybe for ourselves in the new year, maybe in 2022, we acknowledge that our bodies are not perfect. We acknowledge that we're people and people are not perfect, but we still love people even though they're not perfect. So why can't we love ourselves even though we're not perfect? There's no one identity. Oh, this is it. Okay, I'm done. Yay, I did it. I found who I am. I am this, and this, and this. Because guess what? You are always going to be this, and this. And I know there's a deep push to have identity and labeling, and which has created a lot of different subsets of identity and labeling. And that makes sense because we struggle to communicate with each other effectively and have language to express and understand each other. Let's just use energy to understand each other and let everybody just be sovereign. How about that? Okay, because your sovereignty is not threatening to me. And my sovereignty and the way that I'm choosing to express my body is not a threat to you. I'm not taking away your body sovereignty or your identities by me choosing all of these different ones, because I have a lot of them, I think I have a lot of them. And they're changing, and some things don't fit anymore, and I'm shedding them. I should read. Let's articulate. Shedding them, the older identities, like I'm not a soccer mom anymore. I'm not. I even took the soccer ball off the back of my minivan. I still have the minivan because I love my psychic minivan Betty, but I took the soccer ball off the back, the big one. I have a little one, but I had a big one. I took it off the back a while ago because I'm not at that stage in my life anymore. I'm in a different place. So I'm going to give you permission if you need that. Like I'm a mom, so I can give you permission. I give you permission. And I'm kind of a teacher too, so I'll give you permission to shed some of that stuff. It's just so much pressure to try to figure out who you are. If you let go of something, it's like you need to put something in its place. No, how about you just put some love in that place? How about you just rub some love into that place and let your body be part of the journey. Let your body change and grow. Maybe you get a new tattoo like I did. I got a love one. See? On Parents' Weekend, when my son went to college, my daughter and I, his older sister and I, we got tattoos at the college, like in the college town that weekend. We just got them. That was great. So your body is beautiful. Let it be sovereign and expressive. And maybe you're going to use some oils. Maybe you're going to change your jewelry. Maybe instead of wearing a big clunky ring, you just wear a tiny one. Or maybe you don't wear rings for a while. Maybe you try bracelets. Maybe you try different colognes or perfumes or different chapstick or lipstick, or maybe none. Maybe you don't put any makeup on. Maybe you do different earrings. Maybe you do dangly, hangy ones instead of little tiny ones. I usually like little tiny ones. But maybe I'll try bigger ones. I don't know. I mean, whatever. Maybe I'll dress like a goddess, maybe one of my videos I'll like dress like a priestessing energy, maybe, I don't know. So we'll see, but there's permission for that. You have permission for that. And maybe you need that. Maybe your brain needs that. Maybe it needs to be an experiment for you. So I'm curious for you, what does body sovereignty mean? That term body sovereignty, because it can mean so many different things. And I just want to introduce that to you. Maybe I'll do a Sunday morning coffee podcast about it on Above Life channel on YouTube. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Yeah, I think I will. So I hope this has been inspiring, inspired your spirit, filled you with some hope today. Interesting conversation, isn't it? Yeah. And I think everything's just okay if we just let ourselves loosen up some of the assumptions and expectations and things, the old restraints and confines, and be okay not having them for a bit. You don't have to put something else in its place. Just put some love in there, rub some love into there, including the brain with thoughts. Just rub some love in that brain thought pattern instead of the judgment or the need to replace an old system with a new one quickly. No, just have a couple of things to keep you grounded and centered, maybe some oils, maybe some rock stones or crystals, maybe some healthy practices like yoga, meditation, EFT tapping, maybe listening to a great podcast or motivational speaker every day on Instagram or on iTunes or whatever it might look like for you. Maybe it's reading a verse out of a good book. Maybe it's something, maybe it's pulling a quote or a card deck, whatever that is. Like there's so many ways you can support yourself as you are allowing the sovereignty to be embodied through you. All right. Okay. So this is Bridget. Thanks so much for being here. Make sure you subscribe to Fairy Grasshopper so you never miss a video. I usually post a couple videos a week on Fairy Grasshopper. So I'm also on Bridget Inspired on Instagram and Bridget Inspired on Facebook.